Hi everyone! In this video today, we're going to be working on 2D shapes and quadrilaterals. Our essential question we're working on is how do we understand shapes and their attributes? Our I can statement. I can identify shapes based on their attributes. First thing we're going to work on is what is a 2D shape? A two-dimensional shape is a shape with only length and width. What's a polygon? A polygon is a closed shape with 3 or more sides. So a triangle is the smallest polygon. What are parallel lines? Parallel lines are lines that go on and on and on forever and never touch or cross. So this first picture here with the green check mark, those are parallel lines. And the second picture where all the lines are crossing and intersecting, those are not parallel lines. What is a parallelogram? A parallelogram is a shape with 4 sides. The opposite sides are parallel. What is a quadrilateral? A quadrilateral is any shape with 4 straight lines and 4 angles. Some quadrilaterals include squares, rectangles, and trapezoids. These are all quadrilaterals because they each have 4 straight sides and 4 angles. What is a closed shape? A closed shape is a shape with no gaps or overlapping between the straight sides. Here's an example of some open shapes. As you can see, there are some big gaps between it. Here are some examples of closed shapes. There are no gaps and no overlapping. Let's look at some shapes. This is a triangle. How would you describe this without using the word triangle? You might say it has 3 sides, it has 3 corners, the sides are different lengths, the sides are straight lines. It is a polygon. You'd be correct. Let's count our angles. 1, 2, 3. Triangles have 3 sides and 3 angles. Even though these shapes look different, all of them have some of the same characteristics or attributes in common. They all have 3 sides, 3 corners, and 3 angles. They are all closed shapes, and they all have 3 straight sides and no curves. Closed shapes with 3 sides and 3 angles are called triangles. A helpful tip to remember triangles is tri means 3, and tricycles have 3 wheels. Let's look at another shape. How would you describe this shape? It has 4 sides. Some of the sides are different lengths. It has 4 corners, so it must have 4 angles. It's a closed shape. It's a polygon. It often has 2 sets of parallel lines. Let's go ahead and count the angles in this shape. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 angles. Here are some examples of similar shapes. Even though these shapes look different, all of them have some of the same characteristics or attributes in common. They all have 4 straight sides and 4 angles. They are all closed. They all have straight lines. Closed shapes with 4 sides and 4 angles are called quadrilaterals. Even though they don't look the same, they are all quadrilaterals. Here's another helpful tip. Quad means 4. Quad runners or 4-wheelers have 4 wheels. Let's look at another shape. How would you describe this shape? It has 5 sides. Some of the sides are different lengths. It has 5 corners, so it must have 5 angles. It's a closed shape, and it's a polygon. Let's go ahead and count the angles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's important to go through and count and label the sides of a shape. This is helpful so that we don't overcount or undercount the sides. So let's count these sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This shape has 5 sides. Even though these shapes look different, all of them have some of the same characteristics or attributes in common. They all have 5 straight sides and 5 angles. They are all closed and they all have straight lines. Closed shape with 5 sides and 5 angles are called pentagons. Let's look at this shape. It has 6 sides. Some of the sides are different lengths. It has 6 corners, so it must have 6 angles. It's a closed shape. It's a polygon, and it has parallel lines. Let's count the angles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Count the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Each of these shapes have 6 sides and 6 angles. Even though these shapes look different, all of them have some of the same characteristics or attributes in common. They all have 6 straight sides and 6 angles. They are all closed, and they all have straight lines. Closed shapes with 6 sides and 6 angles are called hexagons. Here's another helpful tip. Hex sounds like 6, and hexagons have 6 sides and angles. Let's look at another shape. You might say it has 8 sides. Some of the sides are different lengths. It has 8 corners, so it must have 8 angles. It's a closed shape, it's a polygon, and it might have parallel lines. Let's count the angles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's count the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Closed shapes with 8 sides and 8 angles are called octagons. Even though they don't look the same, they are all octagons. A helpful tip to remember octagons is octopus have 8 legs and octagons have 8 angles. All right, let's practice counting the angles and the lines. I'm going to start with the first one, counting the angles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It has 6 angles. Let's count the lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. It also has 6 lines. What shape has 6 angles and 6 lines? A hexagon. Let's go on to the next one. Let's start counting the angles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 angles. Let's go ahead and count the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are also 8 lines. So a shape with 8 angles and 8 lines is an octagon. All right, let's practice naming polygons now. So to find the name of the polygon, we need to know how many angles and how many lines it has. So this first one has 1, 2, 3, 4 angles and 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. If you said it was a quadrilateral, you are right. The next one, we need to count the angles and sides again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 angles and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. If you said pentagon, you were right. Last one. We have 1, 2, 3 angles and 1, 2, 3 sides. If you said triangle, you were correct. Great job, everyone. Don't forget to go watch Miss Gullett's video on 3D shapes. Bye.